Welcome back guys to another one. Today let's talk about the second most important purchase from my collection of folding knives. After my research that led so I can own the Spyderco Para 2, which I covered as well on the channel, inevitably I stumbled upon Reeve knives. Kept hearing terms like overbuilt and crazy tolerances, so naturally I was curious, and the more I researched the more I got into them. At that time when I was looking for them, the Sebenza 21 was one of their main models, and as you know 21 stands for 21 years of existence of the Sebenza line per se, and the name Sebenza is derived from the Zulu word which means work, a tribute to Reeve's South African origins. I think the first model came in 1987 and it was entirely handmade. Later I discovered that Reeve's influence in the knife industry was kinda big because he brought the frame lock to the market and pushed companies to develop the high-end specific steels and alloys for folding knives. So thanks to him we have the CPM S30V and later the S35VN. Okay, my mind was set to get one, but the base models for the large variant started from $450. In my mind, going from 140 for the PM2 to the 450 was quite a jump, but the more I researched, the more I thought, okay, I know what I'm getting myself into, and then I discovered they also do for an extra premium the Damascus blades. At that time he reached out to Devin since he was doing all the Damascus blades by hand. So I said to myself, if I'm spending that much, let's go all in and get a Damascus, since I am fascinated with the process of making such a blade. Mine is the ladder Damascus, which refers to the pattern, as you can see here from the waves. And personally I just love how it matches the raw titanium frame slabs with the blade. In the end I paid $575 and silently waited for it to arrive. The first moment I opened it I was, yep, everything I read was true. It had a vault door feeling and no blade play in any axis whatsoever. Also it has a very interesting dense feeling but lightweight at the same time when you hold it. Suffice to say I was very happy with my purchase. The cutting performance is really nice and every time I open it it's like an extra experience in itself because the feeling you get it's like a very hydraulic one. Finally I said to myself I have the ultimate folding knife and I had peace for a few months. Later I discovered that Hinderer knives exists, and if you wanna know the story on that one, here is a link to the video I did as well. Even with a Hinderer in my collection now, I still love my Sebenza very much, even more now since Devin is retired and the model 21 is discontinued since last year, because now we have the Sebenza 31 that just replaced it. So here we are 7 years later with my Sebenza 21 and the novelty still hasn't gone. It's always a pleasure to use because it cuts very well thanks to that hollow grind and blade geometry. Also the Damascus blade is always a beautiful sight to look at. Also it is really easy to sharpen on my Spyderco Sharp Maker, which I will do a tutorial on that soon. Plus I also discovered that it holds an edge a bit better than my PM2, which uses the S30V. You need to understand as well that a Damascus blade is born, it's by using multiple metals to take advantage of their individual strengths. So from my experience this Damascus blade I have is a bit better than the S30V, which is by no means an inferior metal, because the S30V I think is one of the high-end all-arounders out there. Of course my Hinderer with the CPM 20CV takes that crown as the best top-tier steel, but that of course comes with a higher price. The pocket clip is really good for my needs and it's always secure. Over time they developed this nice patina effect, so the more you use it the more it will have on it, and for me that's really cool. They even offer what they call a spot treatment. Basically you send the knife back to them and they will make the frame look like new again. They also come with lifetime warranty, despite the fact they even encourage you to clean the knife and take it apart. And this is where those famous tolerances come into play. Do you want to take the blade out and clean the washers? Well, just unscrew the main pivot bolt and that's it, the blade will just slide off, no need for you to remove the frame bolts. Again, a testimony to that obsession with perfection. Overall it has its unique feeling to it, and I use it almost every day and rotate it with my other two knives. Looking back and considering the price, I don't think I'll ever spend again this much since I know I can get a Hinderer. But even if you take the jump from new, just so you know, a Reeve knife will always keep their value, so you can sell them at any time without losing too much money per se. But again, this is something that will last in your pocket for decades. So from an EDC point of view, this is something that should be on anybody's list if you are looking for something overbuilt, elegant in its simplicity, and if you go for a Damascus blade, beautiful as well. Of course they do other models like the smaller version of this, or if you want them with inlays or graphic designs, etc. Then they even do the Omnum Zam, which is a beefier version model, or if you want a bigger version overall of the Sebenza, we have the Inkosi. But yeah, overall I think as a knife collector, user or anything in between, I would say you should at least own a Chris Reeve once to experience what it has to offer. So, thank you for watching guys, and let me know down in the comments please what Chris Reeve model you have. See you in the next one. Alex out.